This is Egypt. Morning everyone, just about to head out because we're flying off to Egypt. For the very first time, I've never been in Egypt before, off to Hurghada. All packed and ready to go, heading off to Gatwick first and foremost before we have a 12:40 flight, Easyjet flight to Hurghada. I'll be tracking the whole journey, showing you everything that I experienced on the journey. So yeah, hope you enjoy. Just checked in at the airport, baggage dropped, about to go through security. So let's see how long it takes. I'm not expecting any delays on the flight, so we'll see where we end up in the next hour or so, whether we are boarding or about to be delayed. I've just taken off. So flying off to Hurghada, Egypt for the very first time. I booked this holiday about a month and a half ago. And why Egypt, you may ask? Well, in fact, I've been wanting to go to Egypt for quite some time. It was part of the original Inspire 1 million plan to make Egypt as one of the host nations. But it never materialized, I'm afraid. We had a lot of support around it, but just couldn't build the momentum to be able to take the Inspire 1 million to Egypt. So if you couldn't do it professionally, why not go on holiday? So finally, 2024, making it happen, and it's a 7 nights at Hurghada, so in Jaz Aquamarine. Got a bunch of things planned to explore, so we're obviously visiting the pyramids as you do when you go to Egypt. But I also want to visit Luxor as well, so beautiful ancient city that I want to see, and tells a lot of history around Egypt. So looking forward to all of that. The food, I'm a bit sort of skeptical around that because I've heard family members who have gone who don't like the food over there, but I hope it doesn't disappoint me. So I'm keeping my expectations pretty low. I always like to do that when I go on holiday, so let the country surprise me. Good morning everyone. I've reached the Jaz Aquamarine Resort here in Hurghada. And I must say why I didn't record last night is because I went through pretty much what I like to call an immigration nightmare. I spent 3 hours at the immigration at the airport. And if you're asking why, there was some horrendous things that happened in terms of mistaken identity. Never had this before, so it's the first time I've experienced something like this. So when I've landed in Hurghada, the issue was having tried to go through passport control, my name was being mixed up with someone else's name, and that caused a huge issue. So we both had apparently the sort of first name and surname were the same, and the date of birth was the same, and so that caused the immigration team a lot of issues. So 3 hours spent with them trying to get all my details through to them that I'm not that guy, and so that's how I was able to finally get through immigration. Came to the hotel, missed my transfer, all of that. So pretty much a nightmare, but arrived at the hotel and just absolutely conked out. But looking forward to today. We'll show you around the resort. I haven't actually seen it properly yet. That's how tired I was. So we'll show you around and see how we can enjoy the day going forward. So here I am staying at the Jaz Aquamarine Resort here in Hurghada. And as for first impressions go, I can tell you it's a bloody massive, massive resort. As you all probably know, Egypt is known for its incredible history. Think the pyramids, the Nile. But Hurghada shows a whole different side. And it's all about the Red Sea, the crystal clear waters, and most importantly, the laid-back vibe. And that's why I'm here on holiday. What I love about the Jaz Aquamarine is how it blends luxury with all the access to it. Stunning pools, direct beaches, access to so much more to explore. And I can't honestly wait to show you everything I experienced on this journey. Here I am at the beach that's connected with the resort. First impressions is it's very big. Oh my God, there's so much So much going on around here. I love these huts. These huts are fantastic. And I will actually be walking quite a fair bit to see what is on offer in terms of activities here on the beach. I've been to the diving center as well, so there's an opportunity to do scuba diving, deep sea diving, all those activities, to go to a variety of different islands as well. Whether I do them or not, that's a matter of time, but we'll see how things plan out. We've reached quite a rundown area of the beach, which is on the edge of the resort, so just pure water, but you can see as I sort of scroll across that you'll be able to see some of the resort just at the back end of the resort. It is really beautiful. They also do what's called kite surfing here, so you can see some of the people over there and the far back there. If I can zoom in, you'll be able to see some of them kite surfing. There you go. So I'm at the Hurghada Marina. As you can see, it's really beautiful. You've got beautiful yachts here, and the restaurants, a lot to see, a lot to experience. Just got here, so I want to try out some of the drinks that they have, the juices. So hopefully it's a tropical taste. Gives a great taste of Egypt. I don't know what to expect, as I always say, but let's see. There's a lot to explore, and hopefully there's a souk here as well. So I'll be going into the souk to try and see what marketplace and what they have in terms of souvenirs. So here I am at the Nubian Sky restaurant, Egyptian restaurant and cafe. Honestly, when I came here to the Marina Bay earlier on, I was expecting to find fresh juice on stand stalls across the Marina Bay. It was very difficult to find. Honestly, I still haven't found one. So I thought, why not just pop into a restaurant and see what the restaurants have to offer. So I've ordered myself a non-alcoholic cocktail called the Florida cocktail. So keeping expectations once again really low. I don't know what it's made out of. I just ordered it because non-alcoholic, and see, hopefully that gives a great taste. But we've visited quite a few places around the marina. It is very beautiful, by the way. Highly recommend it. If anyone who comes to Hurghada has to come to the Marina Bay. There's a lot to see. It's a beautiful setting. There's a lot of shops. The souk was really nice as well. And a lot of restaurants, different types of restaurants here. So all sorts of food available. So highly recommended if anyone does come to Hurghada. In terms of the overall day experience today, as it is in the evening right now, obviously yesterday started off really bad, so it's just today anything and everything would have been onwards and upwards from here. And started off obviously with the tour of the hotel, getting to know the resort itself, spending time here in the marina and just getting used to what Hurghada has to offer. And going forward, it's just a bunch of activities and excursions we got planned as well. So planning to go Cairo to see the pyramids, also planning to go to Luxor as well and do a bunch of other activities, including stargazing. In fact, that's one of the ones that's really popped up and come to sort of tune it at this moment in time. So hopefully we'll be going stargazing, if possible, tomorrow to book that in. But highly recommended if you're ever down in Hurghada to visit the marina. All right. So this is day 2 of our trip here in Hurghada, and we are off to Araka. So going to be doing stargazing tonight. I've never done it before, so this should be a new adventure, new experience. But just before we get to the stargazing, there's actually going to be quite a few things we do. We're actually meeting up with a Boudwine family as well, who cook dinner and perform a show as well, and also camel riding as well. So a lot of things in this package, a lot of exciting things, and part of the experience to see what Hurghada and Egypt has to offer. Well, that was one heck of an experience on the Jeep. I was not actually anticipating. So we were on the sand dunes as we were coming towards the mountain area, which you can see right behind me. So yeah, as you would do on the sand dunes on a Jeep, going up and down like crazy and wild. Honestly, when I booked this, I was not actually prepared for any of that. I was just simply booking stargazing, but there's a bunch of stuff added to this. So here we are. It's a really nice setting. This, if you come back here, you will see. So this is where they made the tea, which is something which was really nice. The back setting here, all the guests who were attending here were all sitting in that little tenty area there. So we are going to head off to the camel ride now, which should be great fun. Well, I must say that was a beautiful experience to see the sunset from up in the mountains. If I were to suggest it for you all, I mean, highly recommend it. If you had the chance to see a sunset from the height of a mountain, wherever in the world, I think you'll enjoy a great deal. But here in the desert, it's something quite special. And as I head back down on the mountains, we're heading now to, I believe, to see a bit of a performance, have some dinner, so some Egyptian dinner by a Bedouin family, and then after that, the stargazing, and obviously that's the main event, the highlight. In fact, all of this has been so amazing, and I'd encourage each and every one of you, whoever does come to Egypt, whether it's the first time or if you've been here before, and if you haven't done this, highly recommend it. Another day at the Jaz Aquamarine Resort, and to summarize yesterday, it was an adventure that completely blew me out of the storm. Honestly, I was not expecting that sort of adventure, and when you have, especially the price point we paid like around £17 for the adventure, and to get a jeep ride and the safari desert, and to go up and down crazy, heads were spinning, and to have a camel ride on top of that, to walk up the mountains, which to see the sunset was an amazing experience. Why I say that is because when you're walking up, yes, you feel tired, etc. walking up. Once you get there and you see the sunset and you see the sun going down, that feeling is quite a emotional, thoughtful, and relaxing feeling, which you won't quite get in any other setting. So you're on the top of the mountains experiencing that, and pretty much after that, obviously we walked right back down. We saw the stars. The stars were, I mean, just that experience alone, to have pure darkness and just to see the constellations and to sort of understand from an astronomer what these constellations mean, the times of the year, and to see the North Star, and to see that it's not actually the brightest, to be able to see Venus, to be able to see Saturn, its rings, its moon. It was one heck of an experience, and just know that we've only paid £17 for that experience. Highly recommended. And to sort of finally sort of sum up on this, we've got a day, sort of a relaxing day planned before we head off to Cairo to see the pyramids tomorrow. So it's an early morning start from there. I thought I'd record this video just to give you some tips on, especially if you're going away on holiday and you're trying to plan out your holiday, what it looks like, and preparing excursions. I'd always say get them done before you actually come on holiday, because if you're thinking of booking these excursions whilst you're at the resort, it is quite pricey at the resorts. So if you go online and actually you pre-plan and book online, like one of the sites is getyourguide.com, you're able to get it much cheaper, and I actually recommend that approach rather than coming here and trying to find out where to book and how to book and what sort of offerings they have. So always go online just to check it out and then sort of plan out your entire week. I always like going on holiday for all-inclusive trips, but I like to have them mapped out, at least knowing that I'm going to do 3 or 4 of those days as excursions. So yeah, if you're planning those trips, always prepare in advance. My third full day complete. I've just been to the Senzo Mall, which is a very small mall here in Hurghada. I mean, there's not much to do around the Senzo Mall. I mean, if you do want to visit, you could visit the Sand City. I just didn't have the time for that. But one reason why as to have not done much today is because I have a 1 a.m. trip to Cairo tomorrow morning. So it's a long trip. I think it's around an 8-hour journey, because I want to go see the pyramids. So that will be one of the major attractions, as always, to go see the pyramids. whenever you're here in Egypt. So it's a long trip. I've got a bunch of stuff booked for that, but I just want to make sure that I'm sort of winding down, relaxing, getting as much last bit of the sun before heading off to Cairo, and before also the trip to Luxor as well. So I hope you've enjoyed the video and journey so far, and look forward to catching up with you all soon.